Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, and today I'm going over my Infernity Knightmares. So it's a deck that can go first and win by FTKing, or go second and win by breaking your board, and then making a board that you practically can't break because you're low on resources. And in addition to that, it's very goofy. This deck is just, it's out of the ordinary, dude. Like, what it does is so crazy, and then when you watch it go off, you kind of fall asleep and then get a headache, right? Like, it's one of those decks, man. It has shenanigans and degenerate loops, and aside from FTKing, this deck can do like an endless spam, and it OTKs like crazy. This is a really, really good deck. Like, right now I'm on the fence. Do I want to take Infernities, Gem Knights, or Dark Lords to my next regionals? I know I want to like just take a goofy deck because I want to have fun, but I don't know yet. But you guys tell me. So we're gonna hop into my main deck without further ado. The only card that's not my extra deck right now is Borlow Dragon. So that's the only card we're missing. But you know, we just gotta make space for it real quick. If I take this to the regionals. So starting off with your best starter, 3 Armageddon Knight. If you don't see this card, it's okay because you have a lot of ways to start up your combo, but this is one of the best ways to start it off because this is guaranteed. Like, sometimes the other ways to get to your Archfiend are a little iffy, and they're not always gonna be, you know, possible. It's like, for example, this card can be Ash Blossom, so that's okay. Like, if they Ash it, it's totally fine. Like, you know, it happens. But your other ways to get to Archfiend, they can Ghost Ogre it as well, and they can also Twin Twister and stuff like that. Just like, it's weird. Like, the other ways to get Archfiend, there's more ways to stop it, but this way is the only way to stop it is like Ash Blossom. So this card is really, really good. It's a powerful starter. And in tandem with that, I do play 2 Dark Referers because it's more Armageddon Knight. If you already have Archfiend, you'll be sending your Zephyros and your Destrudo, and just you'll be sending all your play extenders. And then I do play 2 Monks. 2 is fine. You have a lot of ways to get to Monks, believe it or not. Like, low-key, this deck can Monk Turbo if it wants to. So these are your play starters. All these cards do is get to your Archfiend before you empty your hand and then summon him out. So these are really good. There are even times when you empty your hand by using this and the spell as your last 2 cards in hand, summon Archfiend. Once you resolve Archfiend with no cards in hand, you're going to win the duel. Because the things that happen after that are mind-boggling. So your 7 play starters, these are really important because, like, you actually have to see one of these. No matter what other cards you see in your hand, you have to see one of these, either these or an Archfiend himself. If you don't see any of these, you're probably not going to be able to do it because, like, you need Archfiend for your FTK, and you need Archfiend for your degenerate loops. But there's also like little weird integrations, not integrations, but there's weird hands where you'll have like a Foolish Burial and a Necromancer. So like you'll empty your hand out and summon the Necromancer, Foolish Burial, the Archfiend, and then summon it that way. So like there's a lot of different ways that you can make the play happen. You can even use Curios to dump Archfiend, but like ultimately it's better to do it with these because it's like less work. You feel me? That's that. And then we have the way you're gonna be emptying your hand with consistency is by playing Pendulums. Sure, you can play your whole hand and summon out Archfiend that way, but sometimes you just need a way to special summon like everything you have, because you all like sometimes have a handful of monsters, and what better way to do that than through Pendulum summoning? So we play Darkworm and Adona, and then we play Harmonizing, Blackfang, and 2 Purple Poison Magicians. This is a perfect ratio. This is all you need. In addition to these 8 cards, you have, let me think, how many? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 13 other ways to get to these cards. And then you have like 1 extra play extender for these because they're warriors, and you have the Rhoda. It's like you have extra copies of everything and a lot of ways to get to the cards. So even though you play 8 of these, you have 13 more. So it's technically, this makes up 21 cards out of your deck. So like you're never going to have an issue with not being able to like Pendulum summon your whole hand out. So this is a powerful engine. And then we have the Infernities. So to this day, I still only have 1 Necromancer. I know, right? Like, this really upsets me. It does. I hate to proxy. But these are 3 Necromancers. I only have 1, so I've been just proxying 2. And it's been making me upset. And then the man himself, Archfiend. This deck, if Archfiend's banned, then, you know, like, Infernity is just a dream and a myth now. But we have 1 Archfiend. We can do a lot with this one guy. He's just very stupid. You can even make one of the most impressive turn 1 boards, like sometimes you can do the FTK if you want, but like if you really want to be a dick, you can leave your opponent at literally 800 life points and then make a super crazy unbreakable board, and then just to add insult to injury. So you have 3 Necromancer, 1 Archfiend. Then you do have Mirage. Mirage is Launcher on legs. This card is like, this deck is so full of extenders that I can't even call extenders anymore. They're just like playmakers, because like there's too many ways to just do more than you're supposed to. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's really what extending is. Like, it's doing more than you're supposed to. But sometimes people use extenders as additional ways to make their plays if they get hand trapped or if they get stopped, so that they can keep going. Extenders help you to keep going. But in this deck, it's extenders make this deck do more. Like, it just makes it like very overdone, like overcommitted. But it's fun when you do it. Like, it's just like, why are you being so disrespectful? Why are you FTKing me this way? And then we do play Ibli, because this is Knightmare Infernities. So Ibli's part of your combo. It's really easy to resolve. Like, if you summon Archfiend with an empty hand, like, the sky is not even the limit. Whatever's above the sky, that's the limit for this deck. So Ibli is just, it's so powerful. We do have Zephyros, we have Destrudo, we have Archfiend, Eris, and Archer. One issue with this deck is it plays a lot of one-ofs, so believe it or not, you never ever are ever going to be playing Pot of Desires in this deck, no matter what your logic is, no matter if it's a, oh, I can just search my, nah, you're not going to search anything out first and then Pot of Desires. Your whole combo you're searching, like, you're not going to stop. So like, Pot of Desires does not exist in this list, because look at all these one-ofs. Like, the cool thing is, if you draw the one-ofs that you think you're supposed to keep in your deck, you have Firewall, you have a way to add it back from your grip to your hand, and then special summon it on the field where it needs to be. And then like, you just have like all these different ways to do the FTK. It's crazy. Like, so you can draw any of your one-ofs that you want in the grave or want on the field, and then still get them where they need to be, like get them where they belong, if that makes sense. So that's it for the monsters. It's a lot, I know, but it's an FTK deck. It's unorthodox. Spells are 3 Allure of Darkness. Whole deck is dark. We play 3 Dragon's Ravines, and then we do play Black Garden. We're not playing it because of Ancient Fairy Destrudo. Nah, we don't even worry about Ancient Fairy. We're playing Black Garden because we played 3 Dragon's Ravines. Sometimes you open Dragon's Ravine Terraforming, and while that's totally fine because you don't mind emptying your hand, it's just like, if you already have a Dark Worm and then you have 2 Dragon's Ravines, or if you already have a Destrudo and you have 2 Dragon's Ravines, only one of them is going to be necessary to resolve. So I just wanted another target for my Optimus Prime, which that's what I nicknamed Terraforming. So I chose Black Garden. And the reason why also Black Garden is good in this deck is because the application that it has where it can summon Summoner Monk directly from the deck. So you just do your standard plays. You can even use this to protect your Armageddon Knight from Ash. You know, you just go Chainlink 1 Armageddon, Chainlink 2 Garden, Chainlink 2 give you a token, 1 search out my Archfiend, then, you know, or not even search on my Archfiend. I could just dump Zephyros, and then I can Black Garden my Summoner Monk. Or if you don't have Armageddon Knight, this will just get you your Monk. Your Monk will get you your Archfiend. As long as your hand's empty, you're going to win the duel. So Black Garden actually can just be a win condition. And naturally it is. When you don't have all your combo pieces, this will literally just get you there. So Black Garden makes stupid sense. I would never cut it. Not anymore. So as you can see, this list has changed. I also started playing the trap. I started playing Infernity Barrier because I was realizing, like, when I get hand trapped, the way my deck was before, if I get hand trapped, like if they Joel and Lockbird me, oh my gosh, like I can't really do much. And then the best I could do before I was playing Nightmares, this is before I was playing Nightmares, is I could make like a Firewall Tri-Gate board. And while that was cute, it's just like 1 negate and then like 1 bounce. I was like, that's not good enough. Then they got the Nightmare cards and Flames of Destruction. I was like, oh snap, we can make boards now. Like, so this deck can FTK, but if you can't resolve the FTK because of an Ash Blossom or a Joel Lock or anything that they do to stop you, like a properly timed disruption on your turn, you can just make an unbreakable board and just be like, break my board, duelist. And then next up for the spells, we play 3 Pendulum Call because it's just stupid. And it empties your hand, which is good. Then we played 2 Duelist Alliance to search it out. I was doing 3 and 3, but I was like, you know what? We needed to make space for like Ibli and the Barrier, and I was like, why not cut 1 extra copy of a card that I'm already playing 6 of? I was like, all right, that's fine, we can do that. And then we have 2 Dragon Shrines. So what I did was I cut 1 Alliance and 1 Dragon Shrine to put in Infernity Barrier and Knightmare Corruptor Ibli. Made it really easy because I was like, look it, you play 3 Pendulum Calls already. You can get away with playing 2 of this, and it's hard once per turn. Then you play Dragon's Ravines, Terraformings. Like, come on now, you have enough ways to dump your dragons. So I was like, 2 Dragon's Ravines fine, and 2 Dragon Shrines fine. Then the Foolish, flexible utility. It can dump the dragons, or it can dump your Archfiend with that awkward hand when you gotta summon it the hard way. Just bring it out with Necromancer. It's like Foolish does too much in this deck. Like even dumping your Zephyros. Zephyros is a combo playmaker. He can just set you up to do like 1200 extra damage for the FTK to just go off guaranteed. And then you have Rhoda, you have Infernity Launcher, and you have Soul Charge. So these are your one-offs. Like if you see any of these, you're probably gonna win. Like that's how it is. You can hard draw Launcher and it's actually okay. So it don't matter. And then for the only chop we play in the deck, Infernity Barrier. So the board you make, if you don't FTK, like it's literally like this. So you make Griffin, Unicorn, you make Goblinberg, but how you do it is really cool because you put Unicorn here, you put Griffin under it, and then you put the Goblin right here, and you put the Rosenix right there, and you put the Nightmare Mermaid right there. And your little homie, your Archfiend, he's just chilling right there. Like he's just chilling next to all of them. Like, what's up? Can I ride with y'all? And then you have the trap. He's in attack position. You have no cards in hand. And then your opponent has Ibli. They can only link summon, but then their effect monsters can't activate. And then your board's protected, basically. And then on top of that, yeah, barrier. So, like, what they have to do first, they have to get rid of the Ibli. Then they can try to attack over the Archfiend because he's only going to have 800 attack just so that they don't have to play into the barrier. But then after that, they got to deal with the rest of this. It's like, it's a really, really powerful board. And then, like, sometimes if you open up with, like, 1 more play extender besides the standard, you can actually do the Tri-Gate play, which is really cool. Like, you can do this instead of that. And then what you put next to the Tri-Gate, you can put Proxy. But sometimes, like, if you really just want to be greedy with your draws, instead of Proxy, you put Nightmare Phoenix next to Tri-Gate. So, like, it's still co-linked by 3, but then on your normal draw phase, you draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if your opponent doesn't break your board, which they shouldn't be able to, but if they do, you're kind of going to be salty because you'll be like, dang, I wanted to draw those cards, Duelist. Why didn't you let me draw? But yeah, that's like one of the things that this deck can do. I'll have to show you guys the combo videos because some people look at it and be like, nah, I don't believe you. Well, bro, you got to play Infernities to see it. You got to see it to believe it. I'll say that much. So, yeah, we'll show you guys some combos. But we're going to hop into the extra deck now. That's it for the main deck. We play Unicorn, Griffin, best Nightmares. And then the second best, well, the third best is Goblin. The extra normal summon can come up sometimes. But, like, you got to realize the extra normal summon is going to come up for something that you search off Archfiend because you're not going to have any monsters in your hand to do an extra normal summon. So that's why I said it can come up. Like, when you're searching with Archfiend and you're like, okay, like, I messed up with my Firewall. I forgot to special from hand, for example. Like, oh, snap, I forgot Firewall. Now I got to make a Goblin and then summon this Necromancer from hand and keep going. Like, so it helps. But most importantly, it makes sure that your stuff can be targeted. And then, like, when you're not FTKing, that extra normal summon is going to get you there. Because you can Armageddon Knight twice in 1 turn. Like, you normal Armageddon Knight. You can actually bounce it from your grave to your hand with Firewall. You can special summon it. And then if you have a 3rd Armageddon Knight, or the 2nd Armageddon Knight, you resolve Armageddon 3 times. And that's how you make retarded boards. But the rest of the Nightmares, you know, Cerberus, Phoenix, and then Mermaid to summon Ibli. And then when you're discarding for your Nightmare combo, it helps. Because at the end of your combo, you have to have an empty hand for barrier. So as you're drawing cards and discarding them, you got to be careful. That's why sometimes I don't summon the rest of the Nightmares, knowing that they're going to be co-linked and knowing that I'm going to draw. Because I don't think it's optional. Oh, snap, it is. Never mind. This whole time I thought I had to draw and I didn't have a choice. So now knowing that I can choose not to draw, I'm going to choose not to draw a lot of the time. But yeah, like, you just draw enough to make sure that you have the discard fodder for them. For the ones that matter, like these. But like these, like, you're not going to pop anything on your turn when you're going first. But this you got to discard. This you got to discard. Sometimes you use this just to shuffle back targets so you can search them again. And then, like, Griffin, you use it because, like, if you mill your Infernity Barrier off of your Curios, because you make Curios sometimes, you can set it back anyways with the Griffin. And then also like something cool, like I can make Beatrice if I wanted to. It's really weird. Like this deck just does weird stuff. I'm not gonna get off topic, but like, yeah, these are your Knightmare cards. Like this deck is really good, man. Then you have Firewall, Curios. We have double Proxy. Proxy is just stupid. It's really good. Like makes your boards a lot better, and like it's one of the most like expendable resources in your extra deck for your FTK. And then we have Tomahawk to go crazy. We have Time Star to search your Summoner Monk. And then we have Invoker. We have Trigate, which should have been with right next to the Curios. And then we also have Odd Eyes Meteor Burst for the combo. So like this deck goes bananas. But when you side deck traps, instead of making the Beatrice, I don't even know why I said like make Beatrice. That's stupid. Like, but like you can play a little engine of the Malicious, but nah. Curios sends any card. So what you do is you make your Curios. You dump, like, let's say you side deck D-Barriers. You dump your D-Barrier from your deck to your grave. And then after that, you make your Griffin. And then you add that, set it. You discard and then set it to your field. So, like, yeah, that's what Curious really does. Like, he sends any card. Like, it doesn't say send one monster. Like, you send one card from your deck to your grave. So, you send any trap, even Solemn Judgment. And then you make your Griffin and you set your Judgment. Or you set, like, you know, whatever. But really, really cool how this deck can do, like, a lot of things, a variety of things. But that concludes the deck profile, you guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed this. I do love me some Infernities. This deck is awesome. I have a lot of fun with it. And it's sophisticated. What I like about it, it was so challenging to play at first. I didn't really know what I was doing. I had to keep practicing. Like, I don't like easy decks, and that's why I really love Infernities, because they're difficult. But yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed it. God bless y'all. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. And definitely stay tuned. I got a lot more coming for you, I promise. But yeah, we're going to move to the next video.